Okay, so I mentioned something about living your best life. How can we live our best life? How do we get instructions? How do we know what to do? First of all, before even the best life, how do we live life? The answer is in Proverbs chapter 1. Not only are we going to see how to live our lives, but how to live our best life. So the message version, the intro starts with, "These are the wise sayings written down so we'll know how to live well and right, to understand what life means and where it's going, a manual for life." How amazing and merciful is God that He would live for us. Verse 2 in the King James Version says, "These teachings will help us to know wisdom and instruction." Verse 3, "These teachings will help us to receive the instruction of wisdom." So this wisdom comes from God. And what I really like about the NIV, it says, "These are teachings for receiving instruction in prudent behavior." So it tells us there's a condition to receiving instruction in prudent behavior. So if you're lacking instruction, perhaps you need to check your behavior. So prudent, in other words, is acting sensibly, taking proper precautions, using knowledge to make good decisions, being aware. These are the examples of the behavior which will attract instruction. The opposite of this is being indifferent, being unaware, being ignorant. So these things will not attract instruction from God, So before we even receive instruction, before we receive wisdom, verse 7 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge." The fear of the Lord is the beginning. You cannot get wisdom, you cannot get instruction without the fear of God, which brings knowledge. It's the beginning of knowledge. So what's the fear of the Lord? So it's described as reverence. The fear of the Lord is having respect and honor for God and seeing Him as a powerful majesty, King of kings. And also the fear of the Lord is also described as submission, being submissive to God. So this submission is walking in His ways, following His statutes, obeying His laws. So if you're asking yourself, how do I gain knowledge? How do I gain instruction? How do I gain? You have to have the fear of the Lord. You have to respect Him. You have to honor Him. You have to obey His laws, etc. Let's continue. So verse 10 to 19, we're reading from Proverbs chapter 1. Verse 10 to 19 talks about avoiding wrongdoings, avoiding the sinful ways. It says, "Don't let sinful men entice you." These are the ways that will stop us from getting wisdom and instruction, that will stop us from living our best life. These are the things we are not supposed to do. Verse 10 to 19 says, "Don't let sinful men entice you." So enticing, in other words, it's to persuade someone to do something by offering them something that's pleasant or advantageous. Offering them something pleasant and advantageous. So you would think enticing is bad, right? When they say don't let sinful men entice you, you would think, oh, they want me to kill, they want me to steal, they want me to destroy, they want me to lie, they want me to gossip. No, entice is enticing. It's disguised. Entice. I'm persuading you to do something bad here, at least. It's persuading us to do something bad by offering us something pleasant. So this can look like, oh, do this, it will help you relax. Like if you do this, it will help you distress. If you do this, it will give you some money for the time being. If you do this, you'll feel better. If you do this, it will bring us closer together. So these they're offering you something pleasant. So if someone is offering you something pleasant, you need to discern if it's good intentions, if it's favor, or if they are enticing you to do something bad. So enticing is under the disguise. It's never going. It's never something bad you see. Like when they're enticing you, they will only show you the good things that you're going to get from doing this. Oh, it will help you relax. Oh, it will bring us together. Or they don't tell you the other side. That's the job of enticing, is to show you the good things but not to show you the bad things. So they won't tell you that when you do this you're opening up a door to something. They won't tell you that you're opening yourself up to addiction, you're opening yourself up to habits that will be very hard to break in the long run. You're opening yourself up to delay, distraction, to being distracted. Something advantageous. They won't show you how this thing is going to take your time, distract you from doing something else, distract you from being in another place, a missed opportunity. They can't show. These sinful ways they are enticing. They don't show you that, oh, addiction can come from this. Delay, spiritual delay. You can miss an opportunity from this. You can create a soul tie, an unhealthy soul tie from this. So it never shows you the bad side. Enticing will always show you the good side. So let me challenge you. Anytime something seems good, whatever you're about to do, you're seeing only the good side of it. I challenge you to see if there is, because you have to discern. See if truly it's only advantageous, or there's something on the other side that you're not seeing. And you can pray, of course. Pray like, God, before I go here, before I meet this person, before I take this job, like, is this an enticing of the enemy? Is this taking me somewhere else? Is this delaying me? Is this going to open up etc? Verse 15 says, do not set foot in their path. So I asked myself, why didn't God say walk? Why did he say set foot? So I went and read some more on the internet. I did some research, and okay. So setting foot is at the beginning, to enter, or even to reach. So God is so specific. He's saying do not set foot. I also read different translations just to see if some say walk, if some say, but it says do not set foot. Like, so the urgency. Sometimes we have to really believe that God knows us best. When he says do not set foot, he knows. We cannot think we're so strong that we can walk and then step out anytime. It says do not set foot. He knows how destructive these things are, and that's why in his mercy he gave us these to help us live our best life, to help us walk in his ways, to help us unlock wisdom, instruction, and all the other things. So he's very clear. Do not set in Kinyarwanda. Like, I think you guys are understanding. Verse 22 calls us out. It says, how long, O naive ones, will you be easily misled and undiscerning? How long will people mock and make fun and reject knowledge? So when we are naive, when we are easily misled, when we are undiscerning, we're not aware of what's happening around us, this is clear indication that the fear of the Lord has gone. This indication that there is no wisdom, there is no instruction, it's absent. And the consequences are mentioned in verse 22 going on. It says, "You will call upon me and I will not answer. You will seek me and you won't find me." So these are the consequences of walking in these sinful ways, being naive, being easily misled. Just know, when you're in the time of disaster, panic, anxiety, when you call, there will be no answer. But it doesn't end here. It does not end here. But if you find that you if you find that you are calling and you're not getting an answer, if you find you're praying and there's no answer, if you find that you're seeking, there's no breakthrough, maybe go back and check if you are fearing the Lord. Are you respecting him? Are you honoring him? Are you walking in the ways which he designed for us to walk? Have you submitted? If you find you are calling and no answer, maybe check the ways you're walking in. Because these sinful ways, are a guarantee that we won't get any answer. So if you find you're not getting an answer, check the ways that you are walking. 31 to 32 says, "The waywardness of the simple will kill them." So basically, what verse 31 and 32 is trying to say, and I also read in the easy English version, it says, "Their own wicked ideas will make them sick." So in other words, Proverbs chapter 1 verse 31 to 32 is telling us, when you walk in these ways, you become self-destructive. Everything you do is destroying you. When you are rebellious, when you don't fear the Lord, when you are walking in your own ways, when you're walking in the ways of the sinful, trust that these ways you are walking in will cause you to self-destruct. You are self-destructing. That's what they're telling us. But the good news, the hope which is at the end of this chapter, the hope is in verse 33, and I'm closing. It says, "Whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease without fear or harm." This is the NIV version. Verse 33 is a promise. Whoever does these things will live in safety, will be at ease. Your finances will live in safety and ease. Safety and ease will be in your relationships. Safety and ease. Verse 33 says, "Whoever listens," all you have to do is listen and follow these instructions, and then safety and ease will come into your love life, your marriage, your career, your peace of mind, your motivation, the work of your hands, all these things. It says, "Whoever listens to me," whoever doesn't reject, whoever doesn't rebel, whoever is submissive, whoever respects and honors and keeps these laws, will be at ease and will be in safety. So the job market, the economy, they can't touch you. So all these things will come with ease. Finances, career, academics, all these things will come with ease as long as you listen, as long as you obey, as long as you do all these things. So all these things will be protected as long as you are fearing the Lord, you are obeying his statutes, you have respect, reverence for God. So verse 33 takes us back to the whole message, which is living your best life. So when God says, "Whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease," doesn't that sound like living your best life? When everything in your life is safe, protected, and comes with ease, doesn't that sound like a good life? The ESV version actually says, "Whoever listens to me will dwell secure." Is there an area of your life that's not secure? Is it your mental health? Is it your finances? Is it your relationships? Is it your the work of your hands, everything you start, projects you start somehow, somewhere, you know. If you fear the Lord before everything, if you fear the Lord, then that's the beginning of wisdom. Then wisdom means knowledge. The knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Knowledge equals wisdom. Wisdom equals instruction. So not only will you dwell secure, you now have a system in place that guarantees success, that guarantees ease, and that guarantees security. It guarantees ease, security. You are dwelling secure. Doesn't this sound like your best life? Everything is secure. Everything is coming with ease. Doesn't this sound like your best life? I like the Message translation. It says, "First pay attention to me, then relax. Now you can take it easy. You're in good hands." So when I first read the Message translation, I was like, I was like, is this really the Bible? First pay attention to me, then relax. Of course, when you read it, it means, first pay attention means focusing on God, fearing God. That's the beginning of knowledge, and everything else follows. Wisdom, instruction, all these things follow. And then what really stood out to me is, now you can take it easy, you're in good hands. Again, this sounds like a best life. It says, then relax. Now you can take it easy, you're in good hands. Like, is that this is your best life? This is a life where you're relaxing, you're taking it easy, you're in good hands. So as I was reading, as I'm reading, something came to my attention. I'm like, you're in good hands. So good hand. It made me wonder, okay, whose hands are you currently in? Because if you don't have ease, if you're not dwelling secure, if somewhere in your life is looking like chaos, if somewhere in your life you don't have ease, you don't have safety, you don't have security, could it be that you were in the wrong hands, or you are in the wrong hands? Could it be you were in the wrong hands? So when I saw you're in good hands, I'm like, okay, these good hands, they guarantee safety, they guarantee security, they guarantee ease. Okay, an example of hands you may be in. For example, you're in the hands of the economy. It's telling you how to live. The economy is giving you instructions is the one that's instructing you how to live, how to spend your money. Basically, if you're in the hands of the economy will have its way with you. But if you come to the mighty hands, the good hands, because verse 33 says, now you can take it easy, you're in good hands. So instead of being in the hands of the economy or in the hands of something or someone else, why don't you come into these good hands and see what's in these good hands? It's security, dwelling secure, with ease, with no fear of harm. You are basically, you're living your best life. As I close, what's something you can pray for? What's the next step? Now you know you have to fear the Lord. After you fear the Lord, it's the beginning of knowledge, wisdom, instruction. Then it all starts to flow through your life. Then you start to experience safety, security, ease. Everything comes with ease after you follow these simple steps to live your best life. So this is something you can pray. You can pray for God to put back the fear of God in you. Put back the fear in your heart. You can ask God to put back the awe, the amazement, the reverence of Him. Help me to honor you more. Help me to follow your laws, to obey your laws. Help me to walk in your ways with joy. Like, there is nothing you cannot pray. pray to God, like, God, first of all, repent, because like if you first have to check. Oh yes, yeah, you also have to pray, Lord, expose the sinful ways I've been walking. Lord, expose these ways I've been enticed without knowing. Bring to my attention the ways I'm living my life that are not in accordance with your laws. Show me where I've been enticed and I'm living in enticement. Help me, bring to my attention, increase my alertness, increase my awareness so that I'm not easily enticed. Pray without ceasing. Pray for God to remove the things out of your life that are causing you to stay in the sinful ways. Pray for God to remove to change your heart, not to be inclined to those other ways. Pray for God to show you how you have been self-destructive, how you've been walking according to your own feelings, how you were in other hands, to expose the hands which you were in. Ask God to increase your awareness so that you're not easily enticed. Also, ask God to come back and take his right place. Tell God, I'm coming back in your hands, your good hands. You can even quote verse 33. You say in the Message version, your good hands. You can say, Lord, I put myself back in your hands. Yeah. I hope I've given you guys some ideas, but the big picture is to ask God to put back the fear of him in you. And it's not being afraid, just having an admiration, a respect, an honor for him again, wanting to walk in his ways. Ask him to to give you the anointing, the grace to walk in his ways. Ask him to make you delight, so that you don't do it with resistance. Ask for the delight to walk in his ways. And there's nothing he can't do. There's nothing impossible for him. You just pray it, mean it. Stop walking in the ways. Stop walking in those ways. Come to walk in the statutes. Walk in the statutes of God. And yeah, if you're like, okay, how can I fear God? Practical ways. You can Google what are some good things that God has done in the Bible. What's some evidence of God's goodness? If you're really do a deep dive in your own life. How did God save me from this situation that one time? And then slowly and surely you are going to now build that admiration, wow, God did all this. Yeah, that's how you build the reverence and the submission, that one. It's not impossible, but it has to be very intentional. You have to walk in his statutes. And where do you find his statutes? How do I walk in his ways? The answer is very simple. Very simple, but very long. It's in the Bible. And pray that with the Spirit helps you to see, to illuminate the ways in which you can walk in his ways. But that one is very intentional. It's very aggressive. You have to be very aggressive with walking in his ways. Walking in his ways. The manual, because the Message version at the beginning of this chapter said it's a manual for living. So this is a manual for living your best life. Are you ready to live your best life? Are you ready to have ease in everything, to have security in everything, to have safety in everything? Are you ready to dwell secure? Are you ready to live without fear or harm? Are you ready to gain knowledge? Are you ready to gain wisdom? Are you ready to get instructions of wisdom? This is how you live your best life. I am in this walk too, but I'm proud to say that I am living my best life.